Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. See a high around 65. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly cloudy, a low near 51. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly sunny and breezy, the high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here a roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys. You'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is On the Block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
That it is. Welcome in On the Block on a Wednesday. You got the crew here on the block hanging out with you for the next couple of hours. 3 to 5 weekdays brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Special ingredient butcher shop. 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha. I'm Austin Norman. To my left in studio, to your right, if you're watching on our Sartor Heyman Jewelers video streams. In the middle, Jay Foreman. On the far end, E. Strick. Fellas, what's good?
I'm trying to fix these headphones, man.
Yeah, you know.
People before us break
your
them?
boy, you know how it is.
Yeah, it's busted.
You already know who did it. You know what I'm talking about?
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. What's going on, though? I'm good. Things is good.
You back, Jay?
Rain is in the building.
I don't know. I can't even hear you.
Draft is over.
Turn it up. Anything?
Go ahead. Y'all do this.
You need these over here, my boy?
Here, hand them to me. Hand them my way.
You need these? You want a pair of these?
Stuff up, man. Why people come here and mess with the equipment?
That's your boys.
Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm.
That's your boys.
We here? We better?
Man, I can't hear nothing, man.
Here, man.
We got another pair. Here, hand them to me. Hand them my way. Hand them my way.
Man.
They
work the headphones.
You're good. I got you. I got it.
They worked the other day.
Dang.
Hopefully they were
Making me do
Busted
this
French
extra
people.
work, man.
this is not coming out of mine.
There you go.
All right. Well, apparently we have some bad blood between shows here. We also had some bad blood in the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton's dad storms the court after the Pacers knock off the Bucks in Game 5 in Indianapolis. Let's just start with some audio, right? Let's hear from Tyrese Halliburton. He was asked about it after the game. He said he talked to his dad. Here is the Indiana Pacers point guard Tyrese Halliburton after his game-winning buzzer beater on his dad running up in front of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You know, as far as the incident between Giannis and my pops, I had no idea it happened until I got to the back and was showed the video. Me and my pops have talked about that, and I don't agree with, you know, what transpired there from him. You know, I think basketball is basketball, and let's keep it on the court. And I think that he just, you know, got excited, saw his son make a game winner, and came on the court. But I think we had a conversation, and, you know, I think he just needs to just allow me to just play basketball, stay over there. I'll come to him to celebrate. But I think it's the emotions of the game just got excited there. But I talked with him. I'll talk with Giannis eventually about it. Just, you know, I don't think that my pops was in the right at all there. And
let's start with that part. We like that from Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's got to be hard to, you know, I want to say chastise your dad, but also realize, I mean, that's his pops, number one. That's bigger than anything that you can think of. That's his dad. And they got a special relationship. If you know him, you know, going from Iowa State.
One-time Nebraska recruit, in fact.
Yeah, had a funky little shot, and then obviously going out to Sacramento and all this other stuff. So it's bright, you know. But I mean, I can applaud somebody that, you know, recognize right, wrong is wrong. He wants to handle his own business. And then also he understands it's just the magnitude. There is a little chippiness between these two teams.
Division rivals.
And, you know, Milwaukee is, you know, even though they aren't the defending champs, they're recent champs and have championship DNA. And so sometimes emotions can get better of you. It's no different than a player saying something. If it was a player saying something to I guess opposing team's parents. But, you know, it's good that he took accountability for it and then also addressed it with his dad.
Strick, would you rather have a player's and opponent's dad run out of the court and flash a towel in front of you, or have someone throw beer on you?
You already know the answer to that question, my boy.
That's why I asked you.
You don't, so long to answer?
If I just had to make sure that by just coming on and throwing, I have flashback pictures of Malice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you stepped onto the domain. You know, don't be surprised if you get that Chris Child, Kobe Bryant, 2-piece chicken wing and a biscuit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think.
So I had to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's his dad, so you know it. I mean, I would have been laughing. I probably took that towel and rubbed it in his face. But the best part was, listen. I keep telling people out here, do not let the light skin fool you. We will jack you up in a minute. Giannis, Giannis went over there. Hey, the best part about Giannis, because Giannis is the type of dude. He already told you. He told you what was going to happen in the middle of the year. He said, people think they can try me. He's like, until I have to show you. When he
dude, you did a Matherin?
Right. So it's been building up. So not only did he go through the handshake line and dapped up with Matherin, he grabbed him by the back of the head,
palmed him,
and said, "Listen." And I know exactly what he said because they got the lip reader.
Yeah. And
then looked him in his eye and is like, "I want you to understand this is real."
Mm-hmm.
And Giannis is a bigger dude. And then the best part what he was forehead to forehead. Hey, Halliburton's dad. Hey, like that lets you listen. You look. You can call him the Greek freak. You know he has the broken English and he got funny press conference. Listen, he is not to be. I'm telling you right now. I know dudes like this. He is not to be trifled with. I'm just telling you right now. You when he snaps, Because you can already tell when they took his basketball. Remember when they took his basketball?
He had to run down the tunnel
ran
after.
down,
Not only run down the tunnel.
Sorry, Rook.
He going in the locker room
to go get it. Yeah.
Like
bump your first bucket, Rook.
People think I think people think because Giannis is from, he's from Greek, and they're like, hey, you brother over there, what you doing? You know what I mean? I think that's it, right? And he's kind of funny, and then he has the funny kind of like broken English.
Let's hear from Giannis. His reaction to all
He ain't
this.
no punk, and he's still mad though when
he's
says
mad.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Giannis Antetokounmpo addressing the incident after the game.
Nothing. This is the last time I'm going to say. I won't talk a lot. That's the game. It doesn't really matter. One thing I'll say is that I believe like being humble in victory. That's how way I am. Now there can be a lot of people out there that are like, no, when you win the game, it's a green light for you to be disrespectful towards somebody else. I disagree. I've won the championship. They haven't. Okay, and that doesn't say anything. I'm not trying to minimize their effort, but I remember when I won. My mom, that she's never missed the games from February 11th or 13th when she came in Milwaukee against the Knicks. She's never missed a game. When we won the championship, I remember my mom, she was scared to cross. She was like, am I allowed to come and hug my son? I see, except now my brother does media. For this year, he wants to come back and play. But like, except in that, you've never seen my family like see courtside. See, this is not something that we do. We don't. I try to keep my family away from the game. But losing the game, emotions run high. Having a fan, which at the moment I thought he was a fan, but then I realized it was Tyrese's son, which I love. Tyrese, I think he's a great competitor. He was his dad, sorry. Coming in the floor and showing me his son a towel with his face. This is what we do. This is what we effing do. This the F we do. This. I feel like that's very, very disrespectful.
There's a little bit more after that, but I think that's the relevant part. I think we're picking up what you're putting down there, Jay, from Giannis.
You listen to that man. He said, listen, man. This is this is not time for you to do. When he's talking about disrespect, you seen it, man. He said he don't care, man. Hey, listen, I'm gonna find you. And the best part was Tyrese Halliburton's dad was on his tippy toes trying to get up there, and Giannis was looking down on him. It was like, you don't want none of this. And it comes up to a point in time when all jokes are aside, because I'm sure Tyrese's dad was kind of playing around, right? I mean, I'm assuming. I mean, to Giannis is 7 feet tall.
And he's the closest thing to Shaq since Shaq.
Right. I think he's probably playing a little bit. But then
dangerous game to play.
But I think when he looked in his eyes and you seen it, that's when he backed off.
When it was something, huh?
That's when he backed off a little bit. And your boy the dude through the handshake line, he let the message that he delivered to him is gonna ring in his head for the rest of his career when he plays Giannis. Because I think right now Giannis, that's also it's a lot of frustration because when you win a championship and you've been winning, and then when you're not, you probably feeling like, okay, first of all, you got rid of your boy, his sidekick, and that was kind of shady, kind of dog how they did him. Mm-hmm. Then you bring in Kyle Kuzma. The first game of the series, he went 0-0. He played 20-some minutes and just went blank.
Mm-hmm. And disappeared.
And you trying to tell me, my partner in crime that we won championships with, the guy that I can depend on, this is who you brought in?
3 years after they traded away the other guy that helped him win a championship, who then went and helped one of their biggest rivals out east win a championship.
Right. So that's a lot of frustration. And one thing they said about is he's not mentioned anything about going other place because they're trying to say, well, the connection is down to Miami Heat, is that he hasn't said anything. He's been laser focused on this season. It's been quietly one of his better seasons. But you're still internally frustrated because Strick will tell you, as you know, before you get on the bus to go, say you were playing at PBA. So before you get on the bus to go and say you're leaving from Omaha, everything that we're talking about is on your mind. Now, granted, you got family and all that, but you still think about your career. Right, and what the team
and what's
is,
ahead, where they're going.
Team is,
you got time to ponder
right?
Because
it's win or go home. But when you get on that bus, the switch flips, But I think also when you saw Giannis taking in that loss, I think he was saying, this is my last game here. This could be.
Well,
Right?
Jay, when, obviously Tuesdays is our shorter day.
Yeah.
So I think you're on to something, but we actually talked about it. We had a discussion in an hour.
Austin, you had a conversation without me?
You're welcome. You're always welcome to join.
No,
you're the one that
good.
asked for the day off.
Yeah. Now Austin. Now you too.
The Spider-Man. The Spider-Man.
Right. Go ahead.
You're always welcome. It's your show too.
No, but real talk. We were talking about it, and
right.
Some of the things we mentioned is the where. We sense what you're saying based on what we observed, and what Austin just said about how they've taken away, haven't addressed really some of the
haven't upgraded.
You bring in a late Dame, which you hope that was going to pan out. It doesn't. That situation seeming to go south really quick. At this point, where can you go? And so we've talked about it.
Yeah.
We know where each other think. Now let's hear what you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think like it's not only that, the Doc Rivers thing. I mean, that seemed
another
like,
playoff special from Doc.
Another one.
Up 7 with 35 seconds to go.
But
another one.
But it seemed like that was just throwing Dookie against the white wall, hiring Doc. It was no play. It was like a quick fix. All right, we're gonna get rid of Griffin. This is the dude. Mind you, when they got rid of Griffin, they were number one.
Giannis's choice, by the way.
Right, and it didn't. Yes, so he's responsible in some of that. Defensively, they were horrible. But when I'm telling you what really hurt him.
And they've drafted horribly.
Yes, but
so
I'm
I'm
gonna tell you what really hurt him though. Got rid of his ace Boone Coon.
His brother?
No, his brother ain't there. See, if you wanted to make him happy, you listen. I always talk about this when you're doing the NIL. All right, and it's not every case, but some case. If I want to get Eric Strickland or Austin, and you have somebody that's important to you that's helped to get you where you're at, you coming with. Because when you try to walk in my office and say you going into the portal or you want to go somewhere else, it's not a you problem. You guys got a we problem. Right?
Sure.
All right. It's same thing. So with Giannis, his brother ain't around. Don't tell me that ain't part. First of all, listen. You get rid of probably one of the best third option guys in there, and send him to Boston. Right? I mean, get right, because he was fine being.
You're talking about Drew.
Drew, right? Drew Holiday. But he's fine playing his role. So actually, if he's not one of the best, he's the best because he's okay with that role. You get what I'm saying? He didn't go to Boston like James Harden went to Houston because he wanted to see a star. He was cool with that role. Then you get rid of his real homeboy in kind of like a midnight trade for Kyle Kuzma.
You're talking about Middleton.
Middleton. Yeah. Now, granted, he had coming off injuries, but at the beginning, the first, third or fourth or third of the season, it's kind of just getting your bearings anyway. So Chris Middleton would have been just fine. Plus, he has championship DNA, and he's I feel like healthy. He's a better defender. So now you got rid of everybody around him, his closest confidants. And what you brought in, Dame is fine because and that was more of
disrespect.
Dame was respectful. He's respected. He was playing good at times. But
loyal soldier fighting back from
and
the
it was the splash
that
you think that you need initially to get him. But when you brought in Kyle Kuzma, I don't know Giannis from anything. I can guarantee you within the walls of his house, talking to his agent and his family and his brothers, and I'm assuming his wife, is that he's like, we getting the hell up out of here. Because you can't take a dude that doesn't want to win, doesn't know how to win, and come. First of all,
say go win.
I'm a firm believer in this. Kyle Kuzma, 6 foot what, 8, 9? 6 foot 8 or 9. Okay. You done been in the NBA how long? And you trying to tell me you played 27 minutes, and you don't get a rebound, you don't get an assist, you don't get a point. So that means you just went and did a 27-minute hit workout. That's what you did. You like Billy Blanks with you ain't scoring no points. And you got to do it out here. Giannis going 32, 13, and 9
every night.
And you're the GM looking him in his face and saying, "This is what I'm bringing." You can't. You've you've kind of messed up that. I feel like there's always a relationship with star players. It's like 3 or 4 different marriages. You're married to the head coach. You're married to the guy that develops you, like the guy on LA that does it, right? Those are the 2 most important. Then you're also married to the GM and the owner. Nope, like myself and like Strick, where we weren't. Now you have some guys like I got to know Mr. Wilson, I got to know Mr. McNair, but we weren't tight. Like when Bruce Smith had a problem, he bypassing everybody, going right to Ralph's house, or he's calling Ralph. That's where Giannis is at. So your decision making with him, a la kind of like Robert Kraft with Tom Brady, is completely different.
Right.
Or it should be.
It has
so
to
your
be.
credibility can be shot really quick because
why? Mm-hmm. Because I doubt Giannis was okay with Chris Middleton getting traded. He understood Drew Holiday because of the pay and they were tight. And then that was when Lopez was really playing well. Get Bobby. He probably could understand that. He didn't understand no Chris Middleton, and plus you cut it. Plus you traded him when he was hurt too.
Well, one of the major issues for them too, bro, is there's no light at the end of that tunnel for what's going on with them. No first, I think in 26 and 28.
They have the swaps in 26 and 28. They traded away their first in 27, 29. They don't have another first rounder till 2031. So
that was where we went next. You're in trouble. You're not a destination. You've got an elderly guard. You've got a star in the peak prime, mm-hmm. and you've got nowhere you can go because you've missed on your drafts. So you really have got nowhere to go. You can't bring nobody in. Money's heavy between you, Dame, and
Kuz now.
Mm-hmm. So you're stuck. You can't move Kuz because the value for Kuz was given from Washington, and that's diminished. Brook Lopez is no good. He's a free agent, and he's not high peak. And now you've got an injured Dame at the end of the only one you've got, because you need assets right now,
is Giannis.
And
you got. I'm telling you, if you trade Giannis, you got to get
You're going to get an overhaul.
I got to, because you pushing reset.
Take us there. You got to. I want to know where you're going to take us.
Before you get in there,
look.
This has got to be the year of the trades for the NBA. Luka trade they said this was the biggest trade. I was in the NFL when Shaq got traded. Matter of fact, I referenced it when I got traded. If he can get traded, I know I can. Hey, Giannis gets traded, I want everybody. I want first round picks in 2050.
If you're the Bucks,
period. Yes.
Would you rather get the picks or get players and remain competitive and just try to ride it out till 2031?
In the East, I'd rather get some players and ride it out.
To me, I think that makes you still mediocre. I hear you,
but I think you can do both. I think
you can get a couple
in the East,
with it's a balance.
The East, it's easier.
I think it's easier.
In the East, I think it's easier.
But you got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to blow it up.
But you got to get assets, and here's why I think you need to get assets or draft picks. Because I think if you get enough draft picks, you still can trade for legitimate players next year or the year after. You get what I'm saying? Two first for somebody.
Well, it's what the Rams and the Browns did.
Yeah.
Get players, they get picks for next year.
Yeah.
So with that, this is a part of the conversation we had. We're going to add you in. Give me 3 teams that you think could make that happen. Because you understand what's needed. Who needs a balance of both? Who can make it happen? And where would you like to see it happen?
I would like to see Giannis. I like him in the East. I think for the way
Milwaukee doesn't want to probably trade him East, though, if they can help it.
I like him. I like him in Miami. I think he fits the culture. I think, look, dude, phenomenal shape.
That's something they would need, Bam? But here's the issue. They don't have the assets, I don't think.
Yeah.
They could probably give you a couple players.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's the same trade that they would have given for Dame.
But here's what I'm doing.
You're late.
But you ain't have I don't know. First of all, when Dame went to Milwaukee, that was the biggest letdown. Because we sat in here, it's like, has he got traded yet? It's like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, you need to trade him when it's hot. Okay. Yeah, how does he play with Bam?
No.
Oh, no.
Cool. You say
Bam might
Miami.
be in that trade.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it happens.
The first dude be Duncan Robinson.
Not going to happen.
Because I'm keeping Tyler Hero.
They're not gonna want that unless he's on an expiring contract.
Yeah, and I don't know all the details.
But Milwaukee might want Hero. That's a hometown kid.
Miami.
They may want Hero, and they may take Duncan only if it's expiring.
Right.
They're gonna want one more.
Miami, I think
they're gonna need one more because salary's not gonna match. Go ahead.
I like Miami with it, but kind of him and Bam do the same. But I think Bam has expanded his game. I think Spoelstra could do something with that. Because Giannis I'm telling you, he's a problem.
Not afraid of that.
Yeah, right. So that now out west, man.
2 more teams.
There's plenty of places. Like
Facts,
plenty of
but
places.
talk to me. Then we'll tell you ours.
The first place on my mind, I know it won't happen because it has a Miami Heat connection because of Jimmy Butler. I'm telling you, Giannis with an aging Steph Curry would have been magical. You can't do it with Jimmy.
Not going to happen.
But I'm saying,
okay, that's what you would like.
Steve Kerr being the mastermind.
Now that wouldn't happen because they don't have assets to make it happen. They could throw Kuminga. They would have to send
Moody, Podziemski.
The salary's not gonna. They would have to find. They would basically have to say Draymond's expanding. We'll take him for the year because we know we're going to get the salary. But go ahead.
Here's a sneaky place that Giannis.
Last one.
And if they do this, it's almost like you stop watching the draft. And I was like, everybody want to use collusion or something, and they because they've gotten every first round number 1 pick. Seems like in NBA history, it's San Antonio.
Okay, that's one of the ones we kind of talked about.
We
said we got there eventually. Okay,
and here's why I say San Antonio.
We can come back and talk.
The French connect. The French. He plays a little bit softer game than Giannis. And then you got Fox and him. Now I don't know all the assets and all that.
Yeah,
and it's smaller market to smaller market. I think Giannis thrives. It's shown that he can thrive and still be a very big star. In
San Antonio would be.
They would be going all
Castle, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan.
They would have to give up Castle.
Yeah,
they would have to give up Castle. They would have to give up. I don't know if there's anybody else that has salary because Wemby's not there yet.
Keldon Johnson, maybe. Devin Vassell.
They probably have to throw him in. They probably have to throw them in just to try to make it work.
Who'd you guys?
But if they've just signed contracts, that's not going to work. We're going to come back and talk about it.
Yeah, let's go to break. We'll give you what we said yesterday and some ideas from national writers as well when we get back to On the Block.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. We'll see a high around 65. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly cloudy, a low near 51. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly sunny and breezy, with the high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what?
I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys. You'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, but the party starts early this year at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina with their street festival on Saturday, May 3rd. Come down to 8th and Q starting at 1 p.m. on May 3rd and see llamas from Sweet and Sassy's Llama Farm until 4 p.m. and enjoy face painting and balloon animals with Miss Shades at 2 p.m. DJ Wyatt will entertain from 6 to 10:30 p.m. There will be drinks, food, and giveaways, and best of all, no cover charge. It's the early Cinco de Mayo Street Festival with Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, Saturday, May 3rd, beginning at 1 p.m. at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Let's keep the conversation going. Where could Giannis Antetokounmpo end up? Stricky, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so some of the things that we talked about, and we kind of mentioned off air a little bit, we thought there's a few things that Milwaukee cannot do in this situation. You can't treat them bad. You don't want to fall into a Dallas Mavericks situation. Dallas has now done it twice. Dallas finds himself probably in an uphill battle to land free agents. You better be the best drafting team in the South, mid-South. And because free agents are going to be hesitant to come because of what you've done. You didn't do it to Dirk, so that was good. But you did it with Steve Nash, who goes on to be a two-time MVP. You did it 3 times. You win a championship in 2011. You don't re-sign and take care of any of those guys outside of Dirk. and they all basically leave Stevenson,
Chandler,
pretty much dang near. And you did kind of, you didn't really
Terry.
give him much. You kept Terry, and then you also kept Berea, but you didn't have to, take them to the sky on money. You probably the highest you was going to have to pay, which New York did, was Chandler. Twice you messed up. Now you messed up again with Luka. You're 3 strikes in, like the banana dude. He would be shaking it up. You out. Now, this is why I think, Jay, they've got to take care of him. Otherwise, you're going to set yourself way back. You've already missed on drafts. Now you've got a bad situation. Don't really have a lot of assets in order to move stuff. Your swap assets are bad on the bad side of the swap. So now you've got the best asset out there that can move needle out, with your asset acquisition is him. Treat him right. Send him west. We talked about 3. I think there was a couple teams that I thought we really thought it could happen, to include this one. You could maybe do LA. That's kind of towards the Lakers. That's probably towards the bottom half of it, but they could probably do it because you could move Reeves, Hachimura. So they're going to get some solid players back. Yeah. You can move Reeves, Hachimura, good salary, and throw in that draft pick that you was going to use for the young fella. Yeah.
Connect.
With the Connect trade with Williams, right?
Yeah.
So you can make that move. Then we mentioned San Antonio would be wild if that happened. We talked about Houston. We said getting him down there in Houston, and you get rid of any of the bad apples. If you don't like the way Whitmore, if you don't like what Green's doing, you can move him out. You're still going to have a solid point guard in Van Vliet who can run the show with that type of group. And you've got Thompson still, right? Yeah. So you still got something you can work with. Yeah, but now you've got a respected veteran leader with championship pedigree in the house to help out for what you lacked this year and why you took the loss. But the one that we really talked about, Oklahoma City. They've got assets.
You could do Chet. He back in the crib.
See, that's why you're my guy. But see, you didn't think about it up front. But you're thinking where we thinking.
And I think
you could throw Chet.
You
could throw one more in there. Plus, they got draft picks for days.
Yeah.
So that's if you want to make it. That's where you got to go. Unfortunately, you got to help the best team in the league.
I'm going to Oklahoma City.
Facts.
This trade from the Ringer that mentioned Oklahoma City has Isaiah Hartenstein, Cason Wallace, Nikola Topic, Aaron Wiggins, Dylan Jones, 2 to 4 first rounders for Giannis. So what if you pair Giannis with Chet? Chet is New Age Brook Lopez.
Yeah, I like that.
That's danger zone.
Yeah.
I like
that. I like it. Them two would be doing work.
Every team would be scary, bro.
You
for real.
Shea, you keep Caruso.
Ooh.
They might
you
be
keep
like
Jalen Williams.
They might go 82-0.
Ooh. So they're going to get young assets that they can hopefully develop.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have to give up any of their top assets because they've got the draft picks you can have those.
Mm-hmm.
Go find it yourself. You're not taking our guys, but you can, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll get enough of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Did you say Hartenstein? What did you say?
Yep.
I bet
they dumping big salary too.
Yeah.
Because they just paid for Hartenstein.
The Houston trade, according to the Ringer, would be Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün, and 25 and 27 first rounders, plus a first rounder from the Suns.
You giving up Şengün?
I would try to keep him if I would try to keep him.
But didn't he just get paid? I know Jalen Green just got paid.
Jalen Green got paid, but
he's cold-blooded.
I would try to keep Şengün, because he can work back to the basket. Giannis can work back to the basket, but Şengün can also stretch a little bit. So I'd like that combination if they could keep Şengün.
The other one from the Ringer that stood out to me was a team that was out east, but you don't see him nearly as much. There are suggestions in here for Indiana and Detroit to trade for him. I ain't rolling.
Not rolling.
Not doing that.
He ain't going to Indiana.
Yeah.
But the one that does stand out to me out east, Atlanta. Jalen Johnson, who's on his way to being an all-star before a shoulder injury. Zachary Risasher, second most recent first-round pick, right, from the Hawks. and then a bunch of picks. I don't think Milwaukee goes for that, but it's interesting to pair Giannis and
Atlanta
Trae.
might be a good place.
I don't
Giannis
think
and Trae?
Giannis goes for that.
Yeah,
you don't want to go to
You don't-
freaking Atlanta.
You don't want to go to Atlanta.
He's going to want to be on the verge of
I think he
touching that trophy.
I think a smaller mid-market is the best thing for Giannis.
Sacramento.
Oklahoma City, no.
Bruh.
Oklahoma City,
Let me get the jokes
San
off.
Antonio. I like those places for Giannis.
Orlando, even.
Orlando too. Yeah, I like those places.
Orlando was also mentioned in this
He
article.
get to Orlando.
I even threw out Denver. Move Michael Porter Jr. Move Michael Porter Jr.
Would you move Aaron Gordon too?
You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
Him with Bloodline?
Hey,
Yeah,
speaking
no,
of
keep
Bloodline.
Bloodline.
No.
43 last night.
You keep
No,
Bloodline.
I
43.
said no. Him and Bloodline and Joker.
And Joker.
You seen Bloodline last night, didn't you?
43 on one free throw test.
Give me 3.
Ethical hoops.
Yeah.
The Bloodline.
Get money.
You seen them?
Yes.
You seen
But
Bloodline?
we just got to keep him that type of focus. You know what I'm saying? We need to throw the bat signal out to get him to come out.
Shotgun
you know,
Willie's is
something.
closed on Tuesday.
Oh, there it
buffet, but no buffet on Monday nights.
The Orlando trade, since you brought that up, would be Franz Wagner, Jonathan Isaac, Jet Howard, and Orlando's first rounders in 25, 27, 29, and 31, with pick swaps in 28 and 30.
Down with that.
All for Giannis, which would give you a starting lineup of Minnesota's finest, light skin,
Jalen Suggs,
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Paulo Banchero with the 3, Giannis at the 4, Wendell
That's
Carter
what I
Jr.
said.
at the 5.
man.
I said you would have to move Paulo to 3.
That reminded me of the Magic when they had
the 3D?
Nick and
Nick
Dennis
Anderson,
Scott,
Dennis Scott, and
Shaq,
and
Horace,
Penny?
and Horace Grant.
Boy.
You in trouble.
Boy, that was listen,
Disneyland would be off.
We
the chain.
hated to play Orlando because we knew it was going to be. It was they was long.
Listen, man,
and could shoot. And Big Shaq too.
Sorry, Nick.
Shh.
Man, I don't know what podcast I was listening to. They said they're talking about an NBA player. They said, listen, you go down to Orlando with them young boys right now, and think you can go out the night before, they're gonna run you out the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Giannis down there. That just
Debo, the NBA Debo.
But I'm telling you, he like Travis Hunter. He don't want to go out, and he mad too. He on a mission.
See, they're close. Orlando's close enough. Orlando's close enough.
And then you get Giannis down.
It has to be somebody close. Like it's not going to be like a Charlotte. It's not going to be a DC.
First of all,
it's not going to be Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you, Charlotte is on the brinks of what you're talking about with Milwaukee. You cannot do anything substantial, and I think LaMelo Ball is a great player, a good player. I think he's an all-star, but you will never win with a guy like that. So Charlotte's wasting their time right now. At some point in time, they're gonna have to make a decision like Luka.
Yeah.
With Luka.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna see other guys that were viewed as less than him start to surpass him or reach him, both in wins but then also playing wise, and you're gonna be like, we're just spinning our wheels.
Yeah, we spinning our wheels. What up, my boy?
Let me ask you this. What do you think the chances are that Giannis goes back to Milwaukee? 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 the highest. Obviously not very. Not
10's the highest of him returning?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4. 3.5.
Yeah, I was 3.5. But, yeah, 1 in 3 chance, give or take. Yeah. I do think he's loyal. I do think he'd like to see
You know what I'm
it
saying?
through.
The half is a possible. You know, you got a couple of aces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got King in there.
Yeah, 6, possible 7.
Right. No
Yeah,
jokers.
yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's got to go right. I think it's a 2. And it's a
And I think it happens this summer.
It's an idling 2 that could ascend or go to -2 based on the next conversation. If you want to bring Giannis back, I think you need to come to him with a 3-year plan. And no matter what's happening in the present time in those 3 years, you got to stick to that plan because you got to know his personality. Because that's what they did after they won, and then they got rid of the coach, and he was like, "What's going on,
bruh?"
But
I like what you're saying. I think it happens this
But
summer.
I also think this is you've already struck out twice with him.
That part,
or actually 3 times. Number 1, you fired the coach. Number 2, you got rid of one of his main in Drew. And then you got rid of Chris Middleton. And then number 4, whatever you got going on right now with how you drafted and all that, he's 3 strikes you out. I'm sure he's lost a lot of trust.
Bruh, I bet he goes back to Greece. He gets on.
Get some hummus.
He gets some hummus and some shiitake sauce with some gyros.
Yeah, get
Tzatziki. Shiitake is a mushroom. Tzatziki is the yogurt.
Tzatziki, what's it called?
Tzatziki.
Tzatziki.
Then he probably get some,
and some falafel.
Skirt steaks and stuff.
Falafel. Yeah.
Some olives.
And on an island somewhere, looking over the Grecian island.
Athens.
You know what I'm saying?
And
in his Apollo uniform.
Yeah, he probably praying to the gods. He probably wears Zeus.
He done went up to Mount Olympus.
Yeah,
he said, we need, what do they call it?
Show me a sign.
We need to go.
John Horst.
No, what is the lady? We need to go see the Oracle.
He said,
he out there going to see the Oracle.
In Delphi.
He said,
in Delphi.
He said, "Look, show me a sign." He's up there, show me a sign. He's like, I can see him out there. He's bringing the power of the Greek god right now.
Y'all stupid.
Which one of you two's playing shootout today? Hash it out during break. 402-464-5685. We'll see who's playing.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof, no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G1877747, and G1965999.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. We'll see a high around 65. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly cloudy, a low near 51. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly sunny and breezy, the high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys. You'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
We need a caller. I believe you're taking on Jay Foreman. I don't know if that helps you or scares you away. 402-464-5685. While we wait for a contestant, all right, phones lighten up. Charmar Brown goes to Miami. Nebraska likes Emmett Johnson, paid him requisite money as a starter, but more running back depth might have been nice, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what Miami's running back situation is.
Lost Martinez to the draft.
Yeah, he didn't get drafted, which is crazy because he was pretty productive. But I think it was a deep running back draft, and the bottom end, gets hurt if you don't, really, really stand out in the Underwear Olympics. I just think, a local kid, came down to the final. But you know what? There's appeal there. I'm sure. The one thing I will say about Miami, I do have some connections there, but I know that they're selling a lot of dreams down there. Because look, A.J. Allen went down there and they hardly ever played.
And went to Florida International, was in the portal again.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes you have to look at who was there prior and then compare yourself. But ultimately, you wish him the best. And I'd like to see him here in Nebraska, but I know we got a good running back, and I believe the other guys will do well too. So the bigger part is, before we get to the caller, is that if I'm the guy that's not Emmett, the guys that are not Emmett, like if they're not working out today, I'm working.
If they are working out today, I'm working out twice.
Yeah, and I'm figuring out. I'm actually going to go in there. Okay, what do I need to do so you guys think that what I got to show you? Or maybe they just believe in what the guys, but whatever. But we'll see.
Let's go to our Honda of Lincoln hotline. Let's welcome in. Is it Wendell or Wendell?
Either way.
All right. We'll call you Wendell then. I like that a little bit better. Wendell, we'll have you hold on the line. Don't forget, Eastrick is a lifeline for you for one question. Deal?
Sweet.
Okay. College football transfer portal is indeed the topic of the day. So picked a good day for Jay Foreman to be on the line. Jay, your round of the shootout starts here in 3, 2, and 1. Where did quarterback Fernando Mendoza transfer to? Michigan or Indiana?
Indiana.
Yep. Where did wide receiver Deuce Robinson transfer to? Florida State or Clemson?
Florida State.
Yep. Where did running back Jaden Ott transfer to? Texas or Oklahoma?
I'll just say Oklahoma.
It was Oklahoma. And where did former Purdue safety Dylan Thieneman transfer to?
Oregon.
Dang. That is a perfect round for Jay Foreman. Made that look
Hey, I like
easy.
my lemon pepper wings.
Lemon pepper wings.
All right, Wendell, perfect round needed. You ready to give it a go?
Yeah, I think I'm in trouble.
Hey, Wendell, if you get 3, I'll give it. I'll let you win.
Copy that.
All right.
If you get 3, we'll play the tiebreaker. If you get 4, we'll win. How about that?
All right. How about that?
Copy that.
Okay, Wendell,
Sounds
your
good.
round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. Where did quarterback John Mateer transfer to? Oklahoma or South Carolina?
South Carolina.
It was Oklahoma. Where did wide receiver Zachariah Branch transfer to? Alabama or Georgia?
Alabama.
It was Georgia. Where did defensive tackle Bear Alexander transfer to? Oregon or Michigan State?
Michigan State.
It was Oregon. And where did former Florida State
Oh,
edge
fuck.
rusher Patrick Payton transfer to? Patrick Payton.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech is the guess. A good guess, because that's where it seems like pretty much everyone is transferring. But unfortunately, that's incorrect, and Jay Foreman gets the music. Wendell, appreciate the effort. Thanks for calling in. Try again soon.
All right, thanks.
Where did Peyton go?
LSU.
Dang, really?
LSU.
Ain't that where Jamari at?
That's where Jamari's at. Pretty sure Patrick Payton committed around the same time.
The only reason I knew that quarterback is because of the thing I sent you.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I knew him. And then the only reason I knew the Oregon thing is because Sipple, when I was going to doctor, when Sipple was talking about him, and he was hitting last year against us.
He was.
He was
2 years now.
He was striking. He wasn't just hitting you; he was striking you.
We got to play the tiebreaker question here.
Yeah.
Got to play the tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
So text Stricky, we need a number 1 through 10.
You already know.
I already know, but you gotta say it.
7-11.
We're gonna take 7 since 7 is between 1 and 10, and 11 is not. Texter number 7 with the correct answer, over, under, or push, will win the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Jay, how many career sacks does Bear Alexander have through his first 3 years of college football?
Ooh.
How many sacks for Bear Alexander through his first 3 years of college football?
5.
Jay says 5. We need an over, we need an under, we need a push on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line 402-464-5685. We will give you that answer. We'll give away the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Then we'll get into some NFL headlines and a conversation with Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald, all ahead in hour 2 of the show.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. We'll see a high around 65. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly cloudy, a low near 51. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly sunny and breezy, the high around 70. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys. You'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
This is on the block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Welcome to Hour 2 of On the Block, brought to you, as always, by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Jay Foreman, where can you find the Mercado?
Three locations here in Lincoln. 84th and Havelock, 30th Yankee Hill, 85th and Old Cheney / Andremat, 168th and Maple up there in the
That's a fact. Strict territory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove right by it today.
No, let's look at him. Can we pan over there?
We pan in on him.
He's right there.
We
It's
need
on him.
to.
He's there.
Yeah,
People
there.
see him.
Unbelievable.
There he is,
There he
ladies and
is.
gentlemen.
Walk away.
Yeah, there he is. He needs to get the On the Block or old school 15% discount for people go in there.
We're trying to work. We working for y'all.
Working for y'all.
We're trying. Hall of Fame Story Hour.
Yeah.
It's all on the table.
It's on the table.
Also on the table, a new contract for George Kittle. It was on the table. He signed it. 4 years, $76.4 million contract extension, including $40 million already guaranteed, according to Ian Rappaport yesterday.
Kittle doing a stanky leg right now.
Do
the stanky leg. Stanky leg. He's doing a stanky leg right now.
Late round draft pick out of Iowa on his third or fourth NFL contract, going into his age 32 season, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro through 8 NFL seasons.
I'm gonna be short because I'm gonna let Jay's wisdom is gonna kick here. I'm just gonna be short by saying I'm proud of him for that.
Oh yeah.
It's deserving of him for that because he sacrificed. He has a willingness to step back. He'll do some dirty work. He don't mind doing that. If you need him, he can step in and do that. But he's also sacrificed salary.
Yeah.
In some early parts.
Yeah.
To make sure they could build up the team. And so I think it's fair for him to get his turn. That's the way now it's gonna make things tight because your boy's got to touch something too.
Purdy.
So
I ain't going to.
They obviously they moved Debo's salary.
Not happening.
But I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Who are you talking about?
I'm on the same flight as Jake next week. I'm not. If I'm Purdy, I'm not stepping foot in there until I get paid. Period. All the quarterbacks are
Steel
gone.
Dre.
Yeah.
He walking in like Steel Dre.
Yeah.
Steel.
But George Kittle, I mean, it's look, man, he came from Iowa, tight end kind of now and worked his way up. He's gotten paid a couple times, but now he had a really good season last year. I think the bigger
78 catches for 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Really dang good year.
And with some of their major weapons being out. So he stepped up. And I'm telling you the bigger part of what's helped get him paid. Number one, he's great personality.
Yeah,
he's number two. He's involved, actually, in the community. Like he wholeheartedly, he does a lot of stuff. I think him and his wife, they do a lot of like charity work. Number three, when they had the linebacker, Campbell, that kind of tapped out, who the first guy that showed leadership was him. Any type of adversity, George Kittle's handled it. That puts money in your pocket because you're not just playing for the player. You're paying for the player. You're paying for the brand,
and the person,
essentially the same thing. He is his brand. The brand is him. And he lives it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting it, and he's a great personality. So giving him money, or not giving him, but paying him like maybe more money than you would a regular 32-year-old, you're making it back tenfold. He'll put butts in the stands. He's funny. He's great. Like
he's got great charisma on field and off.
Right, and the fact that he does so many things and is able to still lock in and be, invested in the football season gives them a lot of, being able to go to bed at night as decision makers. Now, more importantly, and sometimes these big contracts they're going to be either front or back loaded so you can spread it out. What they do with Purdy, man, they need him because there's turmoil, or at least last year, the turmoil in that locker room is not leaving. On the defense side, it's just not.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be mended. I think George does a really good job of that. But then also, I think that you not having your quarterbacks. Listen, whether you think Brock Purdy is Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, or you think he's no better than Sam Darnold, at the end of the day, he's won a lot of games for them.
Would you pay Brock Purdy more or less than Baker Mayfield? $33 million a year.
That's what I'm paying him. Now, what he's going to get is based the market, which is higher than that.
Would you pay him as much or more as Sam Darnold? 33.5.
You have to.
Derek Carr, 37.5. Geno Smith, 37.5.
Well, that's what reason why you have to pay him at or higher than those last two is because you waited.
Matthew Stafford, 40.
No, you ain't got a Super Bowl, but I'm paying you in between.
So 38.5, 39?
Yeah. See, they thought the market would go down. The problem is Sam Darnold got busy. And then Geno get paid off. So then that became the market. Now San Francisco, you're probably paying $5-10 million more. Pay up, Jack.
And don't come
back. Yeah, you gotta pay him, man. I mean, but big up to George Kittle, man.
Pay Jack.
Him. You know who else is happy about that? Sam Laporta.
Hey,
about the tight end.
Hey, Tucker Kraft.
All of them. Ferguson. They hand in the dirt, running routes right now.
Dalton Schultz.
Everybody. Anybody.
Maybe not Trey McBride. You just got passed.
Anybody that's connected to a quarterback, like meaning that I'm your first target or I'm your safety net.
Mark Andrews.
Well, I don't know.
Does it hurt him?
I don't know if he comes back. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Now here's what I'm doing. I love you, Baltimore. I know you like Likely. I got to get up out of here because I got to get paid. Now, also, here's where also who's happy. You know who else is happy? Your boy Dallas Goedert.
Dallas who? Goedert?
Goddard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because they keep saying, yeah, he's on the team for now. Oh, don't worry about that. I make that decision for you. Tight ends are breaking bread. Right. Don't worry about that. I got this. I got this. He could even go to, you know what he could do? This is what really would make him mad. He could do it like a Dion. He could leave Philly, go to Kansas City for a year, play like on a 1-year kind of friendly deal. Kelsey retires. Patrick, my long lost brother. Where have you been?
All my life.
Yeah. And Patrick is saying, Dallas. I am from Dallas. It's like we say, Giannis went and prayed to the gods. He went and got some barbecue and got another tight end.
That's great.
Man, I'm just telling you, I mean, it's a perfect fit. And it's something what Kansas City would do. Because if they're talking about trading you, they'll cut you eventually.
Yeah.
In the NFL, there's no more. There's not any trades are like.
Isn't Tyler Houston? No, it's close to Dallas, I guess.
What do you
kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Who?
Mahomes is from Tyler.
Yeah, but he lives in Dallas. He's always down there watching the Mavericks.
Down there, Strick.
Mahomie. Look at Strick. Hey, Stricky. You know why he mad? Because like NFL players, if you can go to a city and you got a good basketball team, you love. First of all, NFL players love basketball because all we are is either basketball players that didn't keep growing, or we actually got the reality when you went to go see like on like recruiting visits. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not that good. That's what happened to me. Right? So
is that what happened to Julius Peppers?
No, he doesn't count. There's guys that
Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez.
There's guys. Well, they didn't grow in the basketball. Said, listen, that football thing that you thought you were too good to do, that looks really, really good. And those guys are freak shows, right? We're talking about all Hall of Famers. But I will say this: in the offseason, you like to go watch basketball. Patrick Mahomes like to probably go to the Mavericks game. He probably don't like it so much no more because Luka ain't there. It was great last year. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's his home. I mean, he's still going to go, but, man, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews needs to go to Buffalo.
Ooh, you're out on Kincaid?
No, I like Kincaid. And
Okay.
I like Knox. I like all of them. Because I want Josh Allen to have as many
Three
weapons.
tight ends?
3 hell tight ends. Just killing you. I'm putting Kincaid
You're running
out
0-3
there.
personnel. No running backs, 3 tight ends.
No, we don't need no running back. Take a break.
Sorry, James Cook. That tells you all we need to know about your contract.
So you got Andrews, but then you got Dallas Goddard that could be out there. I mean, Dallas Goddard.
What if the Colts decided to cut ties with Mo Alley Cox and brought Mark Andrews into mentor Tyler Warren?
Be perfect. But why would? But the problem is when you win in those situations, you've won so much, and you know what winning looks like, and you know what a good organization and a winning culture. It's hard.
It's not the Colts.
It's hard to go there unless they play you stupid money, and you're like, all right, I can deal with it. You know, it's like when Victor Cruz, he was talking about leaving the Giants and wherever he went after, and people. And now I remember people telling me this too. You know, like because Buffalo was first class and Houston was as well. Every place I've been, but then I've talked to players that have been other places, and they're like, hey, I mean, like Cincinnati, them brothers wouldn't even get breakfast. You over there, they wouldn't have. They had no food for them.
Yeah,
balling on a budget. So
Yeah,
that's why dudes was getting, going through McDonald's with Chad Ochocinco and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, I remember Mark Duffner was a linebacker coach, and he had to do all the scouting himself. Like versus like everybody else had the scouting department. Yeah. So it's definitely different.
Let's talk about some rookies here for a minute. Abdul Carter calls up Lawrence Taylor and asks to wear 56.
Yes.
On the one hand, at least he called. On the other hand, brother.
That's to wear Jay Foreman's number.
True. Why didn't he call you?
I would have had to pay him to wear my number, but I didn't even think. You want to hear my Lawrence Taylor story when I played with the Giants?
Yes.
Did I ever tell you this? So after I broke my leg, man,
I played golf with him. He's a person now. He played golf in freaking flip flops.
Yeah, but he can play.
But he can play. He freaking played with flip flop. The toe, the stick that He played in flip flops. I said it's wild. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, he. So I broke my leg and was coming back, and finally got kind of like healthy enough at a rehab. Like while I was new, I was like, all right, I can go out and get busy. Went and saw my grandma. They called and they had the rash of injury. So I get there. So I had to fly home at that time to Charlotte, get some draws and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then like I think I had like my dad or something drive my car. I mean, I was just there to see my grandma for like a day or two. So I just had like a backpack and one change of drawers and just just a sweatshirt and sweatsuit. I have nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and get it, have my dad drive my truck. So I get there, this first class and everything. So they had a rash of injuries throughout the whole team. And so the Giants, it wasn't the new stadium, it was the old one.
Over in Jersey.
Yeah, but it wasn't even upgraded. Dude,
yeah, no, it's old, definitely.
So you go in there, which is it's a lot of history there. So
where the basketball court was right next door.
Yeah,
Continental era.
Yeah, Continental, right? So I'm sitting there thinking like, all right, man, where my locker at, or whatever, and because you got in there late and they want you, gotta be up next morning.
Did you fly into Newark, or you flew into LaGuardia?
I flew in Newark this time. Man, I get in there, I'm looking around and the stuff, and I'm like, where my stuff at? He's like, oh, it's right there. Like, the first locker. First of all, I got it. The rest of the season is like 8-9 weeks. What you give me this first locker from? So then they got your stuff. They got your your sweatpants, and they get everything you need, like long sleeve and all that. You got it on hangers. So I see this like plastic encasing in the back. I'm like, what is this? So you open it. This is a picture of Lawrence Taylor, his damn locker. I said, man, what the? I mean, like. What the heck, right?
Like what y'all doing?
That's how you know how many injuries have been. Like you could this like I said, he's like, this is the last one. He's like, you want that one or you want to go in the coach's locker room? I said, this is cool. Right. So I did it or whatever.
Let me invoke the spirit of Joe Boo.
Right. So we play Sundays, Fridays kind of late practice, right? So I've been there for a few days or whatever. Cool. Actually, we played a game and then this is the next week. So
what was your study like?
All night.
Bro, right?
Yeah. Now it was easier because I kind of knew the stuff. And so I come in after Friday. So my routine was get there, get part of my lift in, get film in, watch practice, and then after practice, I'd do the, contrast and all that. And then Jeremy Shockey got me into these B12 shots and stuff or whatever. So we there a little bit late. I come out this dude, and like when you see the back of somebody, this big, he got this black. First of all, I'm in a towel and that, or whatever. I'm like, man, who the hell is the locker? He's like, turn around. I mean, his cigar, his stogie was like this long, smoking in the locker room. He's like, what's up, brother? I know who you are. I've been thinking. He's like, I want to welcome you to the Giants. And he was cool after that.
Yeah.
He was cool, but he got that. You could. I mean, he's my idol, and he was cool. He was cool, but you could tell he got that switch.
Right.
Like LT, like people don't like when DP asked the question. I'm gonna tell you like this: it's Jerry Rice for me and LT, and I'll lean more towards LT as the best football player. Period.
Because of that stogie.
That too, in the style. But the thing is, he's universal. The first when you talk, because when people talk about the best offensive player, there's controversy. Defensive player, it's LT. And I'll say this: he changed football. Okay, he made you go to slide protection, put it in double teaming. That's number one. Number two, he made two positions famous. Outside linebacker, pass rushing outside linebacker, which was never done before, and left tackle. So all these left tackles that are getting
made
paid,
money. Yeah.
It's because of him. Because of him. Mm-hmm. All them outside, Abdul Carter and all them, it's because of him. Mm-hmm. Now, Abdul Carter is way in front of his skis. He's talking about, I did it at 11. See, he skipped over. When he talked about LeVar Arrington did it and Micah Parsons, and then him. See, he skipped over one of the most important dudes, Navarro Bowman. So that lets me know you really don't know your history. You know the easy history. LeVar's there. Mike is more recent history. You ain't really study 11. And then you're going to call, first of all, you're going to call this dude up. It'd be like me going to the Falcons or the Cowboys. I mean, am I coming and you're a rookie? Hey, Dion, can I wear your number?
So what's the difference between Abdul Carter calling Lawrence Taylor versus Warren Moon telling Cam Ward, I want you to wear number 1?
You just said it. And there's difference because Warren Moon.
There's no greater, humbler guy than Warren. Moon.
Yeah.
Like Warren never really played for the accolades or he played for the love.
Because he couldn't. You got to think he was banished to Canada as a black quarterback and had to deal with a lot of stuff. And so that number 1 means something. And the Tennessee Titans are essentially the original Houston Oilers. And so it's kind of like passing the torch. He was a mentor, at times to McNair and then McNair down to Vince Young. So I like that he called and said, man, go ahead. Plus,
he showed up at the presser and handed him the jersey.
Plus, here's the better thing. Warren Moon knows this. The better Cam Ward does, the better for Warren Moon. It brings Warren Moon and everything he does back to light. He ain't stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, like, LT don't need no light. What you want to wait? First of all, the fact that you would call this man up, you ain't never first. You
never hung with him, talked to him, sat with him, ate with him.
It ain't. You didn't wear 56 at Penn State,
right?
Now you up here, you think this is just I just go places and I'm just gonna be. See, the fact that you even thought about wearing that number lets me know your mind ain't even right. Yeah. Your mind ain't even right.
Is the offensive equivalent of that Shedeur Sanders?
To what?
Of that process, mind process, that thought process. Or do you think there's more humility?
I started to put on the tin hat, man. I wondered if a payment wasn't made for that dude to fall in the draft. Like, I'm gonna pay you for this. Like this is the drama.
There's already word out there that a lot of GMs not GMs, but owners told their GMs take him off the board. Now that's alleged.
I wonder if
that's an alleged thing. I don't know for sure.
Since it's entertainment, I wonder if it's like, all right, man, this is what's going to happen to you. You just got to play along with it. They're $10 million.
Hey, no one said that's illegal.
I don't. But and people talk about collusion.
Unless you're Tim Donaghy.
People talk about collusion. It's not collusion. Because you want to know what's not collusion?
Because they all just think the same.
They all think alike, man. And the crucial mistake,
birds of a feather
flock together, and that's the first thing that Dion made. This is the first time, and I bet you it'll be the only time that Dion's made a crucial mistake. And I think and I don't know if he has I would say control over his kids. I think he tells them, and then he says, all right, let's see what you do. And then once you come back and see, did you learn your lesson? I bet you that's a lot of the question or conversation is now hindsight's 20/20. But once you started hearing it and when you're done playing, because you're not playing, people are okay with it when you're playing because they make money off of it. If you would have just said, hey, listen, it's Shedeur, especially at the combine. It was all fun and games. Colorado needed this. It was for the brand. It was NIL, and you showed up, button up, no chains, no nothing, and say, you know what? I'm about to show you right now what business is about. I already showed you what I can do on the field and how I can do marketing, but now you want to see this?
Well, then you got to think about when he left and became a TV personality.
Yeah.
He was different.
Deion was.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You've got to understand how to play the game.
You're right. And so that's where I think Shedeur made the whole thing made his big thing. I think they started really letting that popularity go to their head.
That part.
Sure, we'll keep talking more about it as it unfolds. Let's go and take our first break of the hour. We'll call up Evan Blaney of the Omaha World Herald, Husker baseball, Husker football notes, including a no Tarmar Brown for Nebraska. He's headed to Miami. We'll get Evan's thoughts on that and the Huskers win over Kansas State coming up here on the block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Rolling right along here during On the Block. Austin Norman with you, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland as well. We're headed to our Aloe Fiber VIP line. Aloe is where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. We bring in Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan, happy Gabe Swanson season. It's upon us again.
I mean, you can pretty much set the calendar. You know you're getting into late April, early May when he starts, homering pretty much every game, and you can count his RBI totals on, maybe one hand.
Maybe one hand per game. You needed two for the final game against Maryland, a 21-5 Husker romp. Let's talk about that. Gabe Swanson. Has it been the typical Gabe Swanson year so far? Start slow, start to heat up. Have there been starts and stops? Are we getting the full Gabe Swanson experience this year?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, so you think about his career at Nebraska, like in 23, he was the guy who actually had a pretty good full season, but people didn't really hear a ton about him because he was behind Max Anderson and Bryce Matthews and what those guys were doing. And last year, yeah, I mean, he has the season where he kind of comes slow out of the gate, gets hot late. Everybody remembers what he did in the Big Ten tournament and then in the regional as well. And then this year, kind of the same thing, where he came in as a guy who you expected to be at the center of the lineup, would be one of those run producers, and had a good first weekend, if you think back to that mid-February series. And it just kind of got cold from there. And here we are again. Like, he's had a few spot starts. I think it was a couple weeks ago Nebraska put him back in the lineup sort of on a little bit of an educated hunch that he was swinging it better in batting practice. And now once again, here he is, looking like he's just on top of the world, grand slams and consecutive weekends. And as much as Nebraska baseball has been up and down this season and they've been hard to predict, I think Swanson's sort of the embodiment of that. And when he's going well, like, it feels like Nebraska can hang with just about anybody. And what a moment he had last night against Kansas State, and another potential turning point in the season if they can build off of that. But there's no doubt. I mean, having their big bat senior doing his thing, it could make for another fun month ahead.
Let's talk about that Kansas State game and really the series, I guess, Evan. I mean, Nebraska played the Wildcats down in Frisco and lost the game down in Manhattan in the midweek. And then last night, the thing that stood out to me was the resilience from the Huskers. Kansas State would score, Nebraska would get one back. Kansas State would score, Nebraska would get one back. Didn't happen in the seventh inning, and then Kansas State tacked on what they thought was an insurance run to go up 6-4 in the ninth. But Nebraska battled back in the ninth, culminating in, obviously, the walk-off 3-run double from Gabe Swanson. What stood out to you about the resilience and plate appearances from the Huskers after the Wildcats would get on the board?
Yeah, I mean, I think and Will Bolt has spoken to this in the last couple of days too, just this idea that they've kind of figured themselves out a little bit as a lineup, maybe make a few mechanical tweaks. I know the coaches and the players have challenged themselves at times to be more aggressive and have more of a plan with what they're trying to do at the plate. So I think you saw a lot of that late last night, where when Nebraska is struggling, they're kind of chasing runs, and you can kind of feel them pressing a little bit at the plate. And it just felt like they were waiting for their pitch. I mean, they were not afraid to draw the walk and put it on the next guy, or lean into a pitch a little bit if they had to. And, again, you have Swanson up in that spot and laces that I think it was like a low breaking pitch maybe down the left field line. And it's a team, I think, that does have more of a plan. It has more of a sense of what it wants to accomplish and how it wants to go about doing it. And I think you can kind of define what Bolt ball has been, so to speak, in terms of pressuring the defense and taking the extra bases when you can. So I think you've seen a lot of that. And then the thing that's really been the difference one way or the other has been clutch hitting. Like, can you in a spot with runners in scoring position get the big hit that converts those runs? And of course they did in the moment they had to have it late. They've done it a couple other moments in that game and last weekend, certainly against Maryland. So that continues to be a theme, but it just feels like a lineup that for the first half of the season, you saw guys going in and out. They were shuffling position spots. And now it just feels like they have a better sense of how they want to attack things and the guys that they trust to do it.
When Swanson hit that ball off the bat, I assume you figured in the press box there, Evan, that 2 runs would score. Did you think they were going to send Brumbaugh?
That would have been my guess. I know they're aggressive. And Mike Sirianni's the third base coach now. He tends to, want to take a chance if you can. And you think about it, I think it makes a lot of sense. First of all, like we just said, I mean, they're an offense that likes to pressure defenses and make you make a play, right? Like if you're in the majors, maybe you don't do it in that spot because you feel like, hey, these are professional defenders and you're going to make that relay and your guy's probably going to get gunned down at home. What they're saying is, make a play. Like you as a college outfielder who relays to the infielder who goes home, you're going to have to make a couple correct, accurate throws to get the job done, and they couldn't do it. And I think that's part of what Nebraska wants to do in that situation. And then just situationally too, they've already tied the game. If you don't send the runner at that point, you're then looking for either another kind of a hit or a wild pitch or something, which could then send you to extras. So you have the momentum. You already ensured that the game is going to continue. Why not take a chance in that spot when things are a little rushed and the visiting team's a little bit frazzled at that point. So I thought it was a calculated risk, and obviously, it paid off. The throw was high, and Nebraska's celebrating around home plate.
7-6, Nebraska takes down at Kansas State in the midweek game. Evan, Tucker Timmerman made his return from the face injury, the shot he took in the first weekend of the year. Obviously not yesterday, wasn't his first appearance. How is the Beatrice product look since he's made his return to the mound?
Yeah, largely very good. He's been a guy that they can trust to go 2 or 3 innings. He's done it in relief. He's done it as sort of an opener a couple of different times, including last night. Had a rough outing. I think it was last Friday in relief, but that's really been the only blemish. And he's a guy I think that you probably, if you're Nebraska, he's either first or second in terms of the guys that you would bring in a high leverage spot to who you would trust to get the job done. And part of it's his stuff, but I think part of it too is just he's got that kind of bulldog competitor mentality to him. I mean, he's demonstrative. He's, a local kid who kind of gets Nebraska and the importance of things. So I think he's been an impact return for what he's done, for what it means for the rest of the bullpen. I think that's the other thing too, is then you can save a guy like Drew Christo for a different situation, or maybe you don't have to bring in Luke Broderick in the 8th. You can save him for the 9th. So I think he's done well in his own opportunities. He helps set up the rest of their bullpen into more maybe ideal situations. And now you're to the point of the season too, where he does not have much wear on his arm. I mean, he's only pitched a handful of innings because he's been out a couple of months recovering. So this is a guy who's probably a little fresher than everybody else, a little bit, hungrier maybe to go out and show what he can do, since he hasn't gone through the wear and tear of the season with his arm. And there's no doubt he's going to be a big part of what Nebraska wants to do here the rest of the way.
You tweeted after the game, Nebraska's RPI is up to the low 60s, which you said is a good sign. Just how good of a sign is that for Nebraska? Is Nebraska in position, or is it more they're in position to be in position, if you will?
Yeah, I think that's fair. In position to be in position. It still comes down to you're going to have to win your weekends. You still need to secure a spot in the Big Ten tournament. That's not assured. I mean, you're in a better spot after winning the Maryland series. You look at the schedule the rest of the way, and it's attainable. I mean, Minnesota's below Nebraska in the standings. Then you've got Michigan at home, which is just a little bit ahead of you. And then you end at Purdue, which is also below you in the standings. So the schedule is not daunting, but it's also challenging enough that if you keep winning these series in terms of RPI, that you're going to move up a little bit. And again, what I put on social media that pertains is we saw it last year, what it takes for a Big Ten team to be an at-large school. And Indiana got in with an RPI of 55. So you win 2 of the last 3 weekends. Say you win all 3 weekends, you go, 6-3 in the league play the rest of the way. You still have another non-conference game with Creighton, and that would be valuable to win that. and then the Big Ten tournament potentially after that. You win a couple of games there. So there are still opportunities out there to improve on what you have. You're within striking distance of that at-large spot. And I think the other thing, if you're a casual fan, like you can look at the record and say, hey, they're still below 500, but they played a top 40 schedule this season in terms of difficulty. And so that's something that's going to continue to, play in their favor when you start talking about at-large discussions, what the NCAA selection committee is going to look at. But it's definitely notable. I mean, when you're inside the top 70 and getting close to the top 60 at this point in the year, I mean, you're on the bubble, or you're at least getting close to being on the bubble. And if you're Nebraska, obviously the mission is to win your weekends and make the Big Ten tournament. But I think big picture, if you're just kind of looking at their chances, the opportunity is there for them to play themselves back into that at-large discussion if they could finish strong.
We're talking with Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald here on our Aloe Fiber VIP line. Evan, let's talk some Husker football. Husker games, your impression of the new look final spring practice from last Saturday?
It was like a carnival, kind of. Like I thought it had its moments. The Dylan Raiola football toss from 40 yards into a basketball hoop. That was impressive, man. I mean, it's hard to throw a basketball into a hoop from that far away with the wind and everything else. So cool moment there. I hung out at the garage sale for a while. I think that may have been the most popular event from the day, and just some of the deals people had and some of the stories that came out of that were kind of fun. In terms of the football, I don't know that there were a ton of major takeaways from that. I thought the secondary looked pretty good, had made a few plays. It was kind of interesting to see TJ Lateef and Marcos Davila out there performing for the first time. So, I think really to me, the bottom line is the turnout, I think, spoke volumes. I mean, a year ago, Nebraska had 60,000 out there for Matt Rule's second year, for Dylan Raiola's debut. And on Saturday, it was probably around 8,000 maybe in the stands. And I know they sold 11,000 tickets, but I think some of that was for the volleyball exhibition or the equipment sale or some other things. So I think there were elements that were encouraging. For example, I think just some of the things that the players did connected with some fans. You got to see guys with their helmets off, with their pads off, their personalities come out. I did hear from some fans that enjoyed that aspect of it, but I think moving forward, when you're talking about drumming up enthusiasm, generating revenue, this was probably not the final version of what we're going to see moving forward. Maybe that looks like exhibitions with other schools. I know that's become sort of a popular possibility. Maybe it goes back to more of a traditional spring game if there are more rules and regulations in place for what the transfer portal is. So I thought it was creative for the situation that it was. And like, you just think about some of the ridiculous moments where you're smelling chicken wings and you see tractor tires on the field and a huge bullseye off to the side. Like, it was fun, but it was also sort of a reminder that college athletics right now isn't quite sure what it is. And I think we got that full experience on Saturday.
Your colleague Tom Chattel and I chatted on Monday, and we bandied about the idea of JV football. Would you be on board with bringing JV football games back in the roster limit era of college football?
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure what that would look like necessarily. I mean, it might look similar to what we saw, where you have guys toward the bottom of the roster trying to prove themselves. Maybe that's their first exposure to playing in front of a college crowd or something like that. So, possibly. But I don't know that that's going to significantly increase the draw. And I think that's kind of the bottom line here, is like, schools are looking to drum up excitement, and more than anything, they're looking to generate revenue. All right. That's kind of the popular buzz phrase at this point. So I don't know how much that moves the needle necessarily. If you can excite your television partners with some sort of exhibition, that seems to me to be more of the realistic thing. Or again, you go back to a spring game setting and you put your starters out there for a quarter or a half and let guys kind of get let fans get a sense for what you have. And I guess I was just kind of trying to think, like, in a typical spring year, what would we have seen Saturday that would be like different or that would inform the discussion. And I think there were a few. Like, I think it would have been interesting to see what Jalen Graham's dad looked like running the offense. We really have no sense of what that looks like in an open setting, or the running backs. I mean, what could Quentin Ives or Mekhi Nelson or Connor Booth or somebody do in sort of that spring game setting? Maybe that can be an on-ramp for something better in the fall. So I think that's there's a little bit more of a mystery maybe to what these teams are, and there already was with the portal and how much rosters turn over. But I think you're going to see that a little bit more. And I think fans, what we've learned is fans are going to pay to come watch football, and they want to see the guys that they're going to cheer in the fall. And I think we saw that, having it in a game setting is the thing that's really going to put bottoms in the seats the fastest.
You brought up the running backs, Evan. We'll finish there. Nebraska misses out on Charmar Brown, the North Dakota State product. Of course, from Omaha, he's headed to Miami. On the one hand, if you don't have a scouting report to give your opponent, you like the element of surprise. But do you think Nebraska knows what it has in its running back room behind Emmett Johnson right now?
Well, I think the coaching staff has been very consistent on their opinions about what they have. I mean, they've been talking up Quentin Ives for 2 years now, really, since he came in and followed EJ Barthel to Nebraska. We got a sense of what he could do a little bit in the Pinstripe Bowl. They love what he does in practice, and so it kind of looks like he's the guy maybe who would fill that Dante Dowdell role as the bigger, short yardage back kind of guy. So we'll see how that kind of comes together if he's ready to take that next step. I know they're high on Mekhi Nelson and what he's able to do, maybe potentially more of a game breaker. They didn't really get a chance to see Jamarian Parker too much, the freshman out of St. Louis because of injury, but he's somebody who, when he's full go, he's a home run type hitter. So I think there's fascination there that continues. Connor Booth, local kid, is somebody else who's been really impressive. I know he's impressed the coaches from what they've said about his ability and his work ethic too. So, there are guys in there that you could see popping at some point or rising into, significant moments with this team. It is, I think it's nice that you have a guy like Emmett Johnson as the clear number one. Nebraska hasn't had a ton of those kind of situations in recent off seasons where who RB1 is going to be, but I think it's also true that, especially in this current scheduling format, like the Big Ten is a grind, and ideally you're playing even more games beyond that. You're probably going to need more bodies. So, at some point this year, I mean, history just tells you Quentin Ives is going to probably be carrying the ball in some significant situations. Maybe Nelson is too. And the fact that Nebraska went on after Charmar Brown tells you that they still feel like they could upgrade that room a little bit. But maybe they didn't push so hard as Miami potentially, because they still feel like they do have some guys that can make a difference.
There you have it. That's the inside scoop from Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan, as always, appreciate your time. I'm not one for roller coasters, so I'm going to watch the Gabe Swanson experience from a very comfortable seat. You're up a little bit closer to the action. Thanks for all your coverage, and thanks for spending some time with us every week.
Yeah, you got it. We'll keep our hands inside the car at all times.
We are tall enough to ride the ride, so we're good on that front, too. Thanks again, Evan. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Austin. Yep.
Evan joined us on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Allo is where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. We'll bring in the Husker Hall of Famers to wrap up on the block in a sec.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Why wait for fall? Deer season is here now at Landmark Implement. Through June 2nd, get up to $3,000 off select John Deere compact utility tractors or Gator XUVs, or choose 0% APR financing on the hard-working 4044M, 2 Series, 3D, and 3E compact utility tractors or full-size Gator models. There's never been a better time to get behind the wheel of a Deere. Hurry into Landmark Implement today and take advantage of these offers and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Wrapping up the show for today. 2 more good ones for you tomorrow and Friday. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland with you. Big thanks to Heartland of Nebraska Windows for their sponsorship of segment 2 of the show, as well as Love Volleyball Omaha for their sponsorship here of our final segment. Fellas, let's wrap up where we began in the NBA. Got a couple series that are 3-2 right now. You got Denver leading the Clippers after a big win in the Mile High City last night. And you also have Detroit staving off elimination with a road win in New York. Stricky, we'll start with you. Which team that's currently down 3-2, the Pistons or the Clippers, has the better chance to come back and win their series?
I'm going to say the Clippers just because of veteran leadership. You know, he's towards the tail end, but he's been to conference finals. And, you know, he knows what it takes. Sometimes youthful exuberance takes you a good place, but, you know, when you're talking about the pressure, the mounting pressure, you know, are you able to step in and do what you need to do? I don't know if Detroit's there yet. You know, it's been a long time. It's like your first taste of, you know, a good fajita. You know, I don't care where we get it from, muchachos, tipsy tinas, whoever. But it's like your first time
we back.
Yeah, I just don't know for sure if they got that.
Jay, Detroit or the Clippers?
I said the Clippers. I'll reluctantly say the Clippers. You know, oddly enough, I'll say the Clippers, or I'm thinking that, like, my mind says the Clippers, but I guess my heart would be saying Detroit. The reason why is because of Cat. He's ineffective. You can count on Brunson. I don't think the Bridges thing has gone quite as planned, and I think if Cade Cunningham could find a way to start fast and end faster, and then bring the other guys with them, Detroit could pose some problems, man. I think the longer it goes to Detroit. But, I mean, I think New York has been there. They'll eventually do it. Mm-hmm. But I think the Clippers, I think Bloodline got busy last night. So then you got to flip and think Joker's going to do that. Mm-hmm. If you can stop Bloodline and then let Porter Jr. kind of shoot himself in the foot, the claw, and then Kawhi, what they call him, the claw?
The claw.
And the beard and company. Mm-hmm. And Mr. No Callback, they be in there.
Any chance for Houston to come back from down 3-1 on Golden State?
No.
And Golden State going to rub it in
their face. They tricked it off.
Over?
They're going to rub it in
Can the Rockets push it to 7?
It's what, 3-1?
3-1.
Can the Rockets push it to 7?
You mean to 6? Oh, you mean
like they think they're going to get it all?
Can they get to 6?
I don't think so. Listen, there's too much. Yeah, I think they can take it to 6, but
Game 6 would be in Golden State.
Golden State's too much. They got too much championship pedigree over there.
Okay,
and they're just a year too early.
Fair enough. Just thought I'd ask. Jay, what we got on old school?
We'll do a little pre-draft quarterback rankings that I sent you. Kind of talk about the draft, what we think is going to, kind of like a recap now that all the motions out, see what some of these quarterbacks can do. We're going to continue along with Derek Carr, though.
Oh, boy.
And because he shot another shot over the bow, too. He said, I ain't going nowhere. Between him and Kirk Cousins, I don't know what's it called? What you when you stay places when you ain't supposed to? Not a hoarder, but
squatter. Squatter.
Yeah, they squat.
Yeah, squatting.
They both
squatting
for millions.
They both showed up to work. Said, you thought I was gone. I'm back.
Yeah.
And they want to start too. Then we'll talk about my man Jeff Holberg. You got
$350.
Does that come out of all his check? But is it a pattern of behavior with the leadership of the Falcons? $500,000 worth of fines.
Crazy. Talk about it all coming up on Old School next on The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this spring.